Welcome to this review. Was it a Bound for Glory go home show? I'm not sure, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be honest here. As much as there were some good matches on it, and a couple of things were progressing these storylines a little bit. Sorry for the noise outside. It's noisy at this time of hour. But this did not feel like a go home show to a pay-per-view. This felt like a regular Impact. They're doing regular stuff on it. And this just felt like it was lacking so much. Even though the majority of the matches were good, it was just lacking. It felt like we shouldn't have a Bound for Glory this weekend. Now let me get through all this and I'll give you my final thoughts. The #1 contenders match for the Knockouts Championship. Now, Velvet Sky and Havoc have a match of Bound for Glory. Whoopee! As some people would do it. But let's be honest here. It didn't feel very important. Even though it wasn't done that badly. And I said that Terrence Terrell would be the one that would go after Havoc after Gail Kim. Now, we know that Madison Rayne won. She did. But I don't understand why they let Madison Rayne do this heelish. I'm botching here because I don't get it. Madison Rayne's a good guy. Then she's acting heelish when she shouldn't be. And it makes her look stupid. I'm not saying she's a better face than she is a heel. Either way, she's not that great. Mind you, as I always say about any wrestler, man or woman, you get into that ring, I respect you. But you still have to be rated for your work. And Madison Rayne, to a very narrow extent, is a better face. Very narrow. Between her face and heel turn is almost identical. It's not that great. But if she's going to be doing heelish tendencies as a face, it's not going to get her over. And in this case, after she does that, she pulls the tights of a Terrence Terrell. She rolls out of the ring and runs away like a little bitch. And Terrence Terrell is in the ring dealing with a Havoc all by herself and gets her ass handed to her. Does that sound like good storytelling? Not really. But at least we have someone going after Havoc after Bound for Glory, which we know is going to happen. Now, the Shaw and Bram match, which is a no DQ match. We had a video package beforehand showing Shaw and Gunner talking. And you guys tell me below. I'm sure those are real tattoos. But let's be honest here. There are tattoos that look great on people, and then there's tattoos that look really awkward on people. If these are real tattoos for Samuel Shaw, these don't look very good on him, to be honest. Sleeve tattoos only work on a certain type of person with the right type of skin color and the right type of physical build and mannerisms. Maybe I just need time for it to build on top of me. You know what I mean, build on me, get used to it. See, I'm botching because when it came to it, the thing that was sticking out the most in this match was those fucking tattoos. Honestly, why did he get them? He just doesn't look right with them. Mind you, the match wasn't bad. The match was decent. And Bram is the one who wins. But here's a problem that I see. Even though Brittany came out and she looks damn good dealing with a Samuel Shaw, what happened to Gunner? This doesn't feel like it's going to be a feud between him and Gunner. It feels maybe that something's going to happen with Samuel Shaw and Brittany, and they're focusing on Samuel Shaw and Gunner. This makes no sense. You want something to happen between Gunner and Samuel Shaw, but then you send a Brittany out, unless you're going to say that Brittany's going to say, oh, Shaw, Gunner's been hitting on me. I want you. I understand that. But that's if there's some type of segments between Gunner and Brittany. Showing Gunner like this, showing Gunner with Shaw, but then no Brittany with Gunner, and then seeing Gunner, well, you see I'm getting confused because I don't know how to feel about this feud anymore because it just doesn't feel like a feud. I don't get it. Next, I'm going to do this now. Kenny King and MVP versus Rude. Reason I'm doing this now is because I want to get this segment out before the end of my review. I want to say this. TNA had a great opportunity to put Robert Roode and Bobby Lashley on Bound for Glory. They're not sponsored on Bound for Glory. There is no match for them on Bound for Glory. And to be honest, that makes no damn sense. Really. Unless Bobby Lashley couldn't be there, I can understand that. But if he was able to be there, and if he shows up there, then why the blue fuck didn't you have your World Heavyweight Champion have a match with his contender? This makes no sense. Unless there's going to be a dark match of Bound for Glory for Robert Roode. I'm getting them mixed up because I'm frustrated about this. Robert Roode, if he gets a dark match on Bound for Glory or a special match to give him the right to be able to have a match against Lashley next week, is the most stupidest thing they could have done. They could have taken one of the matches out for Bound for Glory, that's from TNA, and inserted that, and we would have had it now. The match was just to build them to finally have a match again. And that's Roode and Bobby Lashley. MVP gets beaten by Roode. Roode gets his ass beaten up by Bobby Lashley and then speared. And then we get the 2 segments before the match and after the match, really showing the frustration of a Bobby Lashley, which still leads to me that he's going to turn face. Now, unless this is going to happen on Bound for Glory or the next Impact, they really need to get this done to really state that he wants to turn face, because I'm going to get a little confused here. That's just me. You guys can tell me below. Now, the EC3 and Rockstar Spud segment. Oh, it hurts me to see Rockstar Spud and EC3 breaking up. I really think since Bad Influence has been gone, those have been the most entertaining guys we've had. EC3 and the Spuddy himself. But I'll say this, for what it was worth. It actually was a good segment. Spud was put over very well. Building EC3, you can say whatever the hell you say about him because he's an old WWE guy that never really got to be a full WWE guy. I don't give a damn about that anymore. I care about young talent who has come up in a promotion and is actually beginning to get some headway. That's what I care about more than anything else. There's some points where you see older talent coming in that could have gotten a better run somewhere else, and they're finally getting it, like a Bobby Lashley. In this case, we've seen that from EC3. He can make it work. And in this case, with a Rockstar Spud, the crowd just was waiting and waiting for him to build into this. And once he started saying, "I'm not a loser, I'm Rockstar Spud," with that lip that you know he doesn't have muscles there, ladies and gentlemen. Just in case someone doesn't know, Rockstar Spud had his muscle tendons cut when he was born. Check out British Boot Camp from a couple of years ago. He'll explain it there. But essentially speaking, hearing him say that and then smacking the taste out of EC3's mouth, which kind of pissed me off. You don't smack the 1%er. You don't do that. But it's understand why it needed to be done. And it was a good thing it was done. He's going like this and saying, "Spuddy, you're fired." Now they're going to have a feud together. And if TNA does this properly, you're going to have a monster on your hands. You don't need to be a big guy to get over with the crowd. You can be a small man. This could get Rockstar Spud over as a really strong face. And then that'll make a really strong heel out of an EC3. We need that. We do need it. Now, the next match I'm going to talk about is the match that shows a progression that I believe was necessary. That is Storm and the Great Sonata versus Tigra Uno and Loki with a Manic at ringside. Now you can say, well, not much happened there. Well, see it like this, and I believe TNA kind of messed up. Before the match, you had a video segment building up Sonata, building up Manic, and at the end showing a Storm. Showing his face 100% before the start of the match. And I believe they messed up a little bit because it would have been better if Storm had walked to the ring with Sonata and with Manic, that they focus on Storm directly. Yes, they focus on him in the ring, but it wasn't enough for me personally. It would have been better to see his intro. They cut the intro out for everybody. So the match was alright. In the end, Storm pins. Who did he pin? I can't even remember who he pinned. It really doesn't matter. It's still a good progression. You guys can tell me about who he pinned. I think he might have pinned Loki, I believe. Either Loki or, no. I can't even remember. Forget it. I'm sorry. But you get my point. Seeing that progression was a good thing. Now, finally, if I'm not forgetting anything, the final match of the night, a full Metal Mayhem match between the Wolves. I have a problem with this match. Seeing the Wolves EC3, well, I might say EC3, I'm getting 3D and EC3 mixed up. 3D and the Hardys with the Wolves. It was a good match for what it was. It was actually quite good. It was very good. But here's the problem. Before the match, you start announcing Bound for Glory, and you show the tag champs supposedly going to be getting a chance. And I'm talking about 3D dealing with Abyss and Tommy Dreamer. I know they're going to say, well, look, these are the Hall of Famers going to match these guys, which makes no sense. It's a stupid dark match that doesn't need to be done before they go and get themselves their Hall of Fame wristwatches, whatever it is. But the point is, you kind of telegraphed it. It would have been better that you did not state that Team 3D was going to have a match at Bound for Glory. It would have been better to be a surprise match. It would have been better. But we didn't get that. So to me personally, I felt like they telegraphed that Team 3D was going to have a match at Bound for Glory with no titles. And you could say, well, you could have gone beyond that. I said, yeah, I could have. And the way things that TNA's been working, should have done they don't do that. They show you what they're going to do. Unless it's something very special. And those guys are not special. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad they're going into the Hall of Fame, but like I said when they first announced it, I'm glad they're getting it, but couldn't they have done someone else before them? Because as much as I love Team 3D, they're not bad. But honestly, you could have chosen somebody else for the next Hall of Fame inductee. It didn't have to be Team 3D. But that's what we got. So in the end, the Wolves retained their titles, and now we move on to Bound for Glory. But did we actually get a hyping for Bound for Glory in this Impact at all? No. This was an ordinary, regular Impact that had some very good matches on it. Some minor progression, like for Storm, like for Samuel Shaw, a little bit. Robert Roode's progression was also spotlighted there to a certain extent that should have never been done. Because they should have left this for Bound for fucking Glory. Because as far as I can tell, Bobby Lashley has no fucking match at Bound for Glory. Why would you not have your World Heavyweight Champion have a match on Bound for Glory? They should have left this with Robert Roode and Bobby Lashley for Bound for Glory. They could have taken out one of the other matches. Hell, you could have taken out any one of the matches that are from TNA. I didn't even get a chance to really look at them. But I think EC3 was going to have a match. Remove that match and put in the World Heavyweight Championship. Gotta give myself a smack in the head for that. This was an average Impact that's not building into Bound for Glory at all. And that upsets me. I don't know how to feel about what's going to happen on Sunday. I'm hoping they'll give me much more expectations than I have now because I don't got any. So I hope you enjoyed this Zane's View. Please give me a comment below. Give me a thumbs up or something just to tell me if I'm doing alright. I will be doing my next debate of the week, and it's about Titus O'Neil. You'll find out when I do the video, when I throw it up online. See ya!